You guys, thanks for being here. We're very excited about it being game week. It's been a 3-week grind for our coaches and players, and as with every team that's in this sport, you get to a point where you are tired of hitting each other, and it's time to move on and see how we stack up against our opponents. And we're very excited about this being game week, and our kids are ready to go. We're ready to get on the plane and do an away game. Obviously, we love playing at home, but we want to embrace the road also. And we've had 3 preseason games where we've gone through our game schedule, and just really excited about getting on the road with our guys and spending some time with them, getting ready to open up at Illinois. It's a great challenge for us, but one that we are excited about.
Coach, I know you like your defensive line. Talk about the challenge going up against one of the better offensive lines in the country.
Yeah, you look at their size, it's kind of daunting when you look at what they have. You know, their smallest guy is 6'5", 290. There's no one under 6'5". They understand what they want to do and who they are, and they've led the Big Ten in rushing 3 out of the last 4 years, and got a very veteran offensive line. But our defensive line, I do think, can be one of the strengths of our team. Time will tell if I'm accurate in that, but I do believe that they are. We've got a veteran bunch up there also, and we'll depend on them in these games to help control the line of scrimmage. Anytime your D-line or O-line can control the line of scrimmage, you've got a chance to be successful in that game. And we know that it's going to be a great challenge, particularly with, again, the size of their offensive line, and Jason Ford at running back is a very physical back, and then you throw in Nathan Steelchase, and he's just he's a special player. So we've got a great challenge defensively, and but one that I do think our defensive line will be a key in this game, and we'll have to play a lot of kids, I know, to keep them fresh, because it'll be a pounding effort, I'm sure. We'd like to make them throw the ball more. I don't think that's what they want to do, but he's capable of it. But they certainly want to control the game with their front.
Coach, the offensive line situation for the Red Bulls isn't as good as Illinois. It's a very inexperienced group. Could you describe the defensive line for Illinois and how they stack up?
Well, it's kind of a guessing game right now on the defensive line. Corey Lujet, went to the draft early for him. He was a dominating defensive lineman, as was one of their defensive ends. Sante Williams has been suspended, and I'm not sure how long that's going. He may play. We don't know. So it's kind of a mystery. We have watched their backup. Spence is a very, very talented player, and he will be their anchor from everything that we get from their end, and from watching him on film. He's a very talented player. So we know that he'll be the anchor, and they've moved 2 offensive linemen to defensive line also, but it's, we don't see any film on them. So their defensive line is, Spence will be the anchor, I'm sure, and they've got a defensive end, Whitney Marcellus, who's a really good player too. Those are the 2 guys we know are good players, and I'm certain they have others, but it's kind of hard to evaluate exactly where they are defensive line-wise.
You talk about what they do defensively and how they attack people.
Yeah, I can talk last year. I can tell you what they've done, and we've got kind of mixed reports that they're tinkering with other things, and this will be one of those. I call it a NASCAR game, where we may have to take a rounded wedge out the back right, or adjust as the game gets started. But last year they were a 4-2-5 scheme. They say they're 4-3, just like a lot of teams do, but they're definitely more comfortable in the nickel scheme. But they will play a lot of odd also, very similar to our guys up front as to the multiplicity of what they'll do, mixing it up between 4 down and 3 down. But they weren't overly aggressive last year, but I do know Vic Koenig from my past, and I know that he's capable of being that. So I think it's a mixture of his stuff along with Coach Zook's stuff, and they weren't overly aggressive, but they're very sound in what they do, and the back end can really run. So I think you're going to see a a mixture of the 4-2-5 with the odd front also.
What's your impression of your quarterback, just his abilities?
I think he's special. And he's young, and I'm sure he's probably expecting him to have even a better year, but he was pretty special on any tape you put on. He has the ability to make a big play any play of the game, and they mix in enough option with him and enough quarterback runs where it's very difficult to defend him, because you have to defend the option so many different ways. And then, of course, he's even more dangerous when he drops back to pass and lose the rush, and then makes your DBs have to scatter to cover the receivers, and A.J. Jenkins is a special target for them there. And but when he does escape, elude the pressure, he can hurt you with his feet or with his arms. So I think he's a very special player.
Are they most